Welcome back to Space Age. My name is Nilaus, and we are back here on Fulgora, my favorite planet. Now, not that I don't like the other ones, but Fulgora just has something special. I can just see by the number of blueprints I create for each planet that Fulgora is by far my favorite, because there are so many weird designs we have to come up with. Like all this stuff with all the circulation here. Plus, what we're going to do today is we are going to start working on this silliness that is quality. And what better place to do that than Fulgora? Why do I want to do it on Fulgora? Well, because if I do this process here, make that modularized or qualitarized, yes, that's a word now, then I can actually get really simple, some quality blue circuits, red circuits, which I need, quality batteries, I don't know if I need it, maybe for better robots or something. Then I can also get like quality ice, which I don't want, and quality solid fuel, which I don't want, which I'll just skip, because there's actually a bit of a problem. If you do quality solid fuel, then you can make it into quality rocket fuel, which is super amazing if you want to drive a truck or drive a tank or a vehicle or a train, because they're faster. But you can't make space rockets or space things out of it. So I'm actually going to be just having a little bit of it and then throw away the rest and simply sort of circulate it to nothing. Gears as well is something we don't really need a lot of quality gears, but you know, we need a little bit of it. Quality concrete, do we need that? I can't imagine we'd need that. So that's the objective. I built another one of these. I hooked up some more locations. I have sort of emptied out all the small scrap parts here, so we now only have this part and this part up here. It's not a lot actually, and it's gonna run out, and when it runs out we need to go out and take these small ones. Right, so we need to do some things. The first thing we want to do though is, let's look at it. We really want to get to mech armor. That would be so good. But if we want to get to mech armor while working on modules, then we need to get science going. How do we get science going? Well, we have our science hauler there. Actually, wouldn't it be cool if they had icons here? Yes, it would definitely be cooler if they had icons. That's so much nicer, because now I can actually see which one they're exporting from, even though that might not be where they're located. Cool. So we need to set this up. The science hauler, I said at the end of last time that I wanted to transform this into being a setup here. So I want to simply go to Novice here, or request satisfied. You are never going to have any satisfied. You're just going to sit here and wait. Then we're going to use interrupts. And this one will be, let's see, will actually be from a platform. No, let's actually get from oops, in here from Volcanus. And then what are we getting from Volcanus? Pretty obvious, we're going to get that one. That's the interrupt. And then what is the interrupt? The interrupt, we are sitting here on Novice completely idle, and we're happy. So when are we going to go out? We're going to go out when our total amount of metallurgic science pack is completely empty. Then we're going to go out to get some more. Where are we going? We're going to go to Volcanus. What are we going to do? We're going to go to all requests satisfied. Yes. And then they'll go and pick up 4,000 there. Let's do this. There we go. It actually found Fulgora itself. Go there, all requests satisfied. This has the request, electromagnetic science pack coming in. Then we just have to do go to Fulgora. And then we realize that there's a little bit of a thing missing. We don't have any spaceships. Whoops. So that's probably a good idea to build some spaceships. What I want to do is I want to design, or I want to use basically this design here, but with robots instead. So that if I place it here, we'll take these out. And I will be getting that in. That will be 1,000 of 100 of those, and let's do 100 of each. Yes, and the last one. There. So those should be coming in. Are they coming in? No. We don't have rocket fuel. But the thing is, the good thing about this is rocket fuel is actually super easy to make here, because we have it pretty much for free. Yeah, we have it for free because we have heavy oil in infinite amounts, and we have ice pretty easy. So we can do that. Let's start setting that up somewhere that's not going to be in the way of everything else. I don't want to be building over here. I could build it up here. Let's build a little rocket fuel plant up here. I didn't realize how little light oil we actually needed, so it's going to be super simple here. I'm going to do that, and let's just get I don't know, 500 of that. Just make sure that we get everything in here. And we have ice coming in as water. This here is not going to be much, but hey, let's get a stack. And that goes in, and then the only thing we need is the free heavy oil. Heavy oil goes in. This is going to be making 15 to 30 per second. And if I look at all this, there are a total of 32. So if I say 32 times 0.83, that's 26 light oil per second. So that's not much. And it should also be actually requesting way more than we can get. Why? Oh, I kind of messed up the inputs and outputs, didn't I? Luckily, we can do our super force to simply superimpose the new settings on top. And there. That works. Yes, they're happy. And the last one has to go out. So this is rocket fuel. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it will actually be quite a lot. And this is coming in. We have 28,000 solid fuel, so this is not going to be a problem. The only problem is the fact that it's using quite a bit of robots to get up here. Great. And in the meantime, we've also been building a few more of these here. There. So I'm building a few more here. And as you can see, none of these are really wanting to get that. They get some rocket fuel inbound because we don't have any rocket fuel. But hey, now we are going to make rocket fuel in nice quantities. And the beautiful thing about this, how well it just fits exactly inside this 9x9 is the 18 grid we have for our substation. So let's have a look in the science hauler. What are you actually doing? You're not really doing anything. Yes, of course, because you've got to Fulgora, but you can't export anything. You can't get anything because these are not launching. They really want to send something up, but they can't. So that means we have to wait and see until we get some. That is a little bit weird why we're not getting any of these. Oh, because I'm kind of turning the boat the wrong way. Ah. There you go. That's probably a good idea. Let's see. Now we should see some happy rocket silos. There we go. And something is coming in. Yes, it'll be enough to fill these up for sure, but it will not be enough to sort of keep them launching all the time. I do, however, think that it might be a little bit extreme here, but the other things are dirt cheap, so why not just say this place is going to be launching a lot of rockets? You know, I like rockets. Right, next thing we want to do is set up the requests for Fulgora export, because you also need to launch something. This one is going to the other two locations, and I was just kind of thinking, what is it we want to export from Fulgora? Well, I think we want to export red circuits and blue circuits. Let's actually check out what we have here in our logistics. So we have, okay, red and blue circuits are going to be exported from here. And then also we're going to be exporting holmium plate because we might need that for something. Let's actually see if that's needed for anything on other planets. Nope, it's not. Not really. Fusion power is not exactly something we want right now. What about the superconductor we made? I have a feeling that superconductor is used for some other things. Not on other planets, so no need to export that. But modules, once we get that done, which is what we want to get done today, then that is a good thing to export from here. Until we get the quality stuff in, this is what we want to export. We want to export the electromagnetic plants, we want to export the recyclers, and we want to export some advanced circuits. These ones have to be pressed done like that, and you're gonna have to be done like that as well. And this one will eventually get going, but we then need to go over to Novice and make sure that we are now also requesting here. We get the Volcans export, and we are now also get the Fulgora export. There we go, which will come in. The thing is, oh, I can't see how much I have in the logistics network here on Novice. 8,300 and 3,000. Okay, so we will not get those in. Perfect. As actually, that's the easy way to see that is by looking at this location, and then we'd see, okay, those are the things we want. We will request. Likewise on this side. Oh, something got destroyed. Okay, that's just in Fulgora. And we're going to be taking here. See, this is now exporting advanced circuits and processing units from here. I might keep doing that, you know, I might. Because just so that we can make sure we have enough on Volcanus. And that is Fulgora export. There we go. Now let's see, what does that mean? This means that you would request 2,800 of that. That is, we have 3,000. Okay, that's not actually great. I don't think we want to export things from Navis anymore. We don't want to export these two anymore. We'll do one round of this, but not any more than that. Our science holder has picked up things and is heading back. You can see that some things are sent back to Navis down here. We have sent this back, and oh no, that's probably going to be a mistake if I don't do that. There we go. I'm going to be hurrying up and setting this one to here, and also set the other ones to blacklist that. Woo, that was close. If I hadn't blacklisted these, then it would have been these have been set out to the closed stores. So that means we are now getting down here into our science facility. We are getting the very first bit of research. Nice. So onwards, quality modules. That's great. In terms of our Fulgora export, how are we doing here? We are all that, and the rest is being loaded up here. These electromagnetic plants are crazy expensive to move up with rockets. They only can take 5, so that's 8 rockets. This one is 4 rockets. This is 3 rockets, and this is 10 rockets. It's not that bad. It should be fine. So we are now on Fulgora, and we need to start looking at the next thing. The next thing is actually getting started on some module production. So we're going to work over here, and because we got our quality module is completed, now we're working on the lightning collector. But let's work on a quality design, a quality module design, and then we're going to be upping quality. Do you want quality with your quality modules? Oh yes, please. And I am going to show you the pretty close to ideal ratio. There, and it is surprisingly close to ideal ratio. And 3, and then it's going to be 2 of the last ones. So normally, if you make him without productivity, you would have the ratio would be 4 to 2 to 1. Here. And 1. So that would be the ratio normally, 4 to 1. However, what we're seeing now is that these 4 are actually producing at 50% productivity. Yes, even with modules, they're 50% productivity. And because of that, we actually get the equivalent of that there were 6 being produced. But if there's 6 being produced, then we need 3 consumers. So we have 3 consumers, so this is perfect ratio, 4 to 3, perfect ratio. And these 3 are actually producing as if it was 4.5. And 4.5 would go into 2.25. So this is 2.25. However, if we put quality modules in, like, oh, not the last ones, actually, because they can't really be, well, they should actually be. Yeah. So if we put quality module in all of them, then it's actually going to take 10% of this out, and it's going to 10% of this out, which actually means that the 0.25 extra capacity that was over here is going to be consumed up by the stuff that gets thrown out because it's quality built. All right, these need green and red, and these need red and blue, and this needs also something else. So what we're going to do is we are going to go over here. We're going to take a belt in. We're going to take another belt in, and let me just get this exactly here. This should be fine. And that's going to be inbound and inbound. And this will be... We'll do greens on this belt. And we'll do blues on this belt. And we'll do red on this belt. There we go. So that means we have all the basic materials inbound for these 2. Then we want to do outbound here. That's fine, because we actually want to use a belt for this. Let's see, you are going to be here, and you're going to be split as. And it is important for me to do this one with this, because I'm also outputting something that might be better quality, and that needs to not go on this belt. And then I am going to get it inbound. That's going to be second position and second position and second position. So that's inbound, looking good. And I'm here. I'm going to go. These will just have one of each, and then a light as well. Let's also see if we can put a light up there. And that's just every single one that just needs to be picked up like this. Yeah. Great. Now, what else are we going to output from this side? We are also going to output potentially one that is higher quality. That means I can output something that is greater than or equal to uncommon ratio. There. I don't need to have it as an icon here. I can just leave it as that. There. But that's going to happen for all of them. They could potentially output that for all. Oof. I think we want to do it like this. Which means I also want them in the inbound. Just kind of making consistent builds here. Yeah. Okay. And yeah. It goes in. This here is now level 2. It's getting all the stuff it needs. And then it can actually output the medium ones. They need to be here, here, and here. And then we need a... That's fine. And that goes in on this line and on this line. That's going to be picked up. Then we have something else. We also have to have something. This is also a thing that needs to go out. That's actually going to be on the short line. Here. That is the stuff that is produced at higher quantity. And then I have on this line, this will be the final product there, but I also need to limit it to something. 500? Oh yes, that's what we need. And that goes into a box like this. And this is only the normal quality. Very important that it's only the normal quality. Oh, we're actually going to miss a point for light here, aren't we? Oh yes, we're actually going to be missing a point up here for light. Or are we? We're actually not. It's going to be funny. Because I also need another inbound. And that inbound will be the tungsten. No, the superconductor. So we're getting a little bit of superconductor in. It's not going to be very fast. So that one and that one. That, I think, is actually everything we want. Yes. And then we can get inbound here. Let's get 100. And let's get... Oh no. Why is this one... Okay, it's coming in. But it's coming in slowly, I guess. Those green circuits are just not working on this planet. We either need to bring them in, some green circuits, or we need to do something else. Okay, I made a little bit of change, shuffling things around so they have a slightly different setup so I could put this in. This is unfortunately requesting the quality module 2, which is honestly something I'm actually sending from Navis, which I should not be anymore. So I'm going to deselect that. We will not be sending that anymore from Navis. Where are you located? You are located on Navis. So let's actually just... Oh, this is full. Oh no. That's what happens because I'm setting up, for example, it wants 200 of these robots, but then it has something extra. Then it fills up extra. So everything has like an extra stack. That means that something is probably not coming in because there's like small extra stack of a lot of different things, like radars, really. There we go. And then it went off. So this is unfortunately only part of the story because you can see that we are outputting here some output. Well, outputting some outputs. Well done, sir. We're outputting some outputs. And they're coming out here. And they're not being used for anything. You're also now getting a little bit of rare here. So they're not being used. But I need to build something that can use it. So first thing I want is to set up my requester down here. And I'm going to be requesting uncommon and a stack of this as well. And then I'm going to go another one. And that's going to be rare. And then a stack of this as well. Now, that's going to take a while. Perfectly honest, that's gonna take a while. That's kind of annoying that it's exactly at that point there. There we go. Okay, so that... Oh, we want lightning retractors. But let's focus on this one. So what is it we want to do on top of this? Well, we want to have one that actually focuses exclusively on making the uncommon ones. And I'm getting that a little bit down. Nope. There. And another one that makes uncommon Mark II and uncommon Mark III. And why are we making these uncommon ones? Well, we're getting the uncommon here, so let's try and roll them in and then see if we can roll them up into something better. And basically I don't want any storage of these intermediates. I just want them exclusively going here. I know I don't need this filter, but I think I want this filter just to illustrate what is going on. So that one. And this one will just be Mark II. also rare. So output for, or input from this will be from a box. Output from this will now be either as uncommon, or it could be as rare. And if it's a rare, then it just goes into a box. And the same with you. You could also be in a rare, but of course then a Mark II. There. And then this one can also be a rare, but then it would be a Mark III. There. And if you're rare, then this one, particularly this one, will actually not have a connection. Nope, that's not correct. They are going to be paste, 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 and paste. Good. And then we're going to do exactly the same down here, but just for the rare version of the same that is here. And as you can see, maybe this is not clear. I think a lot of people just get confused by this. They think that they can do combinations of rare and uncommon and stuff like that. Like, oh, what if I just put some resource? No, just think of different, as they're completely different item IDs. So you can't combine them. It is what it is. They are exactly this. So you have to make a separate assembler with a separate setup that does exactly what you need. And this one will then be setting up. That's going to be here, but that will only take the rare ones. And you will also only take the rare ones. There will be nothing that comes out here, because there's no chance that these generate anything until we, of course, have better quality than what we have now. This one will then be Mark II, but still rare. And this one will be the Mark III. But this one should actually be constrained, because otherwise it'll run forever. And that might be a little bit too much. That will say, if we in a magical world end up with this, then we don't want more than 200 of those. That would be nice, 200. Okay, let's take some lights in here. Let's actually get that one down here so they're symmetrical. That was symmetrical before, great. There, and then the only question is, what are we actually going to request from here? 20 of this, sure. And then let's also do, we're also going to request 10. Nope. But the uncommon ones, yes. And then we'll do the same thing for the rare. This one will do the same. This one will also request these ones. I'm actually going to just do 10 just because. But we'll actually see that we are getting some in here, because those are the ones that spawned over there. And the same up here. We're going to get something, but also the superconductor also needs to be upgraded. Oh, that's a problem, right? So we're now requesting things from here. And what we're seeing is, since we don't have any of these, it's going to be a problem. So what are we going to do about it? Well, we are going to take a look at how many we actually have of this. We only have 41. Yes. So actually, I think that since I have quite a bit of the... Let's see, this one, how many? No, not anymore, but we have a nice stockpile here. So I could just, you know, like temporarily maybe get an extra one of these just to get it going. Oh, this is where all my modules are going. Actually, do I really want the modules there? Don't I want these upgraded? Oh, yes, I do. This is the very most important thing. Ah, there and there. Right, so we need to upgrade all those. That means all the ones we just got, they will now go into recycling and then gradually be scaled up. This part here is only bonus to get rid of our stockpile here. And this is not working. So how do we make this work? Well, we're going to need more modules. We actually need more modules as well on this here. So where do we want to focus the best ones? I think we want to focus the ones that are upgraded here, so that we sort of get the better quality. Basically, this one is 12.5, and it was just a little bit, it gets 14.6, and you know, like, just get those dice rolls, and we get a little bit more. So this one is almost done, just one more. And as you can see, this is going to take a while, but it's just one of those loops that go more once more, and once more, and once more, and once more. Now, what I should probably maybe do was do the same thing for blue circuits, or sorry, for speed modules, productivity modules, all that. But our problem here is green circuits. So as long as we don't have green circuits to support more, I'm going to focus on this speed module here, or on the quality module. And now we just sort of let time pass a little bit. Now, in order for us to get better quality things here, there and there, then let's start feeding these in, and I'm actually going to take you out, because that was a temporary build we put in. So we don't want to be confusing anyone, but there we go. So this is it. We saw we got a little bit more of these good ones. And we're just simply going to roll the dice and then increase our chances here of just getting even better ones. This is kind of the wrong way, I think. Since this is going to run more often, then this is the one that should have the best chance. There, so then now this is 17.6%. We can actually go pretty high up with these percentages, right? So it's probably worth getting it. With default, it's 12.5, but already here we're up to 17.6. Now this is what we really want. We want to get some quality here, and quality also over on this one. How are we going to do this? Well, for the quality superconductor, that should be easy, because what I can do for the superconductor is say, well, we might want to sort of skimp on this part and then say, you know, you're going to get that instead. Let's see, that, and then here and here, so it fits with the inputs and outputs. And then I have to kill, because you know speed kills product quality. This one is 12.5. Let's just I don't know if I can undo. I'll do that one. So look at this. This is now 8% quality, but if I replace these, then it goes back up to the intended percent, 12.5%. So the speed modules kill quality, and that's, any project manager should know that. Speed kills quality. So that is good to know. Then I am going to do this, but that will actually be a uncommon one. And I'm going to do another one here on the other side that will be for the rare ones. Now obviously it's not really, oh, it is working. It's working when it can. This will also be flagged as only primarily for the uncommon ones. This will be flagged for primarily for the rare ones. There. And as we see, things are not working because of lack of plastic. Luckily we can actually do that by just having a look at our novice. Yeah, it's kind of full of junk already. That's really full of junk. Wow. So we got our superconductors here in here, but we do not have the processing units or the advanced circuits. There is but one way to do this. And well, there's actually two ways, but we're going to do it one way. And first we're going to prepare. And that is by taking, for example, up here. This one is saying use filter. That's only this. And this is use filter. That will be rare. It'll actually be greater than or equal to rare, because then it's actually ready. This will be normal. There. So now this thing can also be copied down here. And if I copy this, but take anything else out, then we have a blueprint that we can just roll down here. Good. And that means we're ready to receive if we get any rare items inbound. How would we get rare items inbound? Like that. And over on the side as well. It's gonna use more power, but yes, and I know that some people will think that this is insanity. It is a little bit insanity, but it is super amazing, because instead of spending a lot of resources on getting all the stuff updated, then what we're gonna do is we're simply gonna say whatever you get in here is now actually has a little bit of a chance to get some better items. Then we're gonna take all this out here. All these don't want to have them here. We want to only get like the good ones. So because we need so many speed modules or quality modules for what we want, I've actually put in a second one of these. That's the beauty of having blueprints. We just put in a second one. And what I also have, we have one thing that's not working here, or that's sort of unresolved, and that is if we look at uncommon items, you can see we have 171 and 61. We're simply accumulating too many, both because we craft them, but also because we proc them. We simply proc them faster than we can consume them. And also rare, do that also accumulate? Not so much, but it might. So I have prepared a blueprint that I'll just walk through what it does. I'll just make sure. What this does is basically take all the different ingredients here. We'll only look at this. It basically says, when we hook it up to the Roboport network, it'll basically go like, oh, do you have more than 100 of these? Do you have more than 100 of these? Do you have more than 100 of this? Do you have more than 100 of this? If you do, then that's get those out of the way. And I hook this up to the green put, and then the only thing that actually would be requested now and be thrown away would be here. And does it really warrant having the best? I don't know, because this is rarely running. I could also set this to 50, because I think 50 is definitely also enough for this. So we'll set it for 50 for these things here. And the other ones here will also be set to 50, and those are the only ones we're producing right now, so those are the only ones. So that means we can get rid of any excess we have of the uncommon. Now these both are online, and you can see they're going in, and they will be... Actually, we'll just consume them. There, they will be reprocessed into something else. Because when I reprocess this, it'll always at least give the same quality as it is made of, but it might also give better quality since we have these productivity modules, or quality modules. There we go, that one overprocced and got rare components. There we go, another one with rare components. Nice, they're rare, hence the name. So it's pretty good to do this one. That's why I'm also putting some extra ones. And at some point this one will be idle, and when it's idle, it really will stop. Then it doesn't make sense for us to have the good ones in here. We have a few more. Yay, we got another one of the good ones. So let's start making those in here. Those are the best, the most important ones to proc. And our uncommon ones we also just put into increase our proc gens. And then we are just accumulating more quality modules. And those quality modules we will be running back over to our scrappers. And look at that. Just fill more of these in, and of course we need a hell of a lot more. Ideally, we'd also want to do the same thing for the other one, but that may take a while. In the meantime, scrap recycle gets better, but we've also scrapped out all of this area, which is a problem. So we don't only have this little bit of scrap before we need to expand outwards. I'd like to take this, but in doing so, I'd have to actually make my scrapyard, move that down here, which there's barely room for it, right? I could make it down here, because there's no way for me to grab this over here without making like a small train across. I mean, that's an option, but we'll just let it run a little bit further. So there's one more way we can try to optimize this a little bit, and that is if we look at here, if we look at uncommon copper cables, and then look at into uncommon here, and then look into uncommon there. There's definitely a process here that not to be neglected, because if we look at this, if we look at our here uncommon, I have a number of uncommon iron plates that I don't really have any use for. I have some uncommon iron plates that I don't have a use for. Those could be combined into uncommon green circuits. We could also take the uncommon green circuits if we have any, the ones we create, and then put them into make more uncommon circuits, or even maybe more uncommon those. And then if we always have a chance to proc higher, then we can also just turn it into higher degrees. So I think that's definitely something we want to test out here, and that one. But we have to kind of decide if it's oh no, this is gonna be, oh my god, I just got overwhelmed here, because this is kind of the same. Can you go up here, for example? I'm gonna get you in the middle somehow, and then there's gonna be one more here. Nope. Uncommon, because that goes into this. This goes. They all want to combine somehow into each other. That's interesting. This might actually work, because it works both as a buffer and as a feeder. So basically all this madness here means that we're requesting cables in and copper plates in. Copper plates can go in here to become that's something we have to cater for. That's a good point. All the blue, all the rare quality stuff there, without selecting anything, just has to go out, right? So that goes out here. But the other ones don't really have that problem. Let's see, the other ones are just fine actually. There. But this one does have something that we can't use for anything. If this one gets a blue proc, then it just goes in here and gets stuck. If this one gets a blue puck, then it goes out here and gets stuck, or basically gets available. But the robots will not have time to pick these up before it goes in. So if there's any request here for example here, they can come in and pick up the greens because they're sort of just idling here until this gets ready. And then we'll just basically have this being a way to process all of our stuff, and then just get a chance to proc it a little bit higher. That is really nice, surprisingly nice. This is finally it. We have managed to upgrade all the main ones. These are upgraded with rare. That's pretty good. And all the other ones with uncommon. All of this so that we sort of speed things up. On top of that, I have done every single one of these and every single one of these. Some of them even have upgraded to uncommon ones because we're starting to get quite a few uncommons compared to normals. So the ratio here is starting to skew more towards uncommon. That's great because we are going to need a ton of these. Why? Because I actually want to also put them into the miners so that we can get quality scrap, because quality scrap will always break down to quality ingredients. So that's kind of the next step for sort of the mass amount of modules here. But what we need to do is now we need to say, so we didn't just make quality modules to make quality modules. We make quality modules to do what? Oh yeah, well, we have the mech armor, and that's going to be, where is it? Come on, mech armor. You are somewhere. That mech armor. Oof. We are going to definitely get that next time. We might even be rolling some dice and trying to get a better one, although that's a low chance of it happening. Anyway, that's going to be wrapping up for today. That was a lot of modular matches. This blueprint can just be adapted so that it also works for any of the other ones that you have up to tier 3. Or you can basically cut it down like this until you only have it at tier 2. And then it works like that as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to get hold of the blueprints that I'm showed here, like the overflow handling, the refined here, these ones here, they are available on top of just seeing how they're built here. They are available, of course, as blueprints in my blueprint book, and it is available together with the save games for Patreon supporters. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.